probably noticed the surge in electric motorcycles recently, with new models popping up seemingly on a daily basis. One such bike is this Horwin CR6. Okay, so what is the Horwin CR6? Well, it's a 6.2 kilowatt retro styled electric commuter motorcycle, I guess. So we're talking about a range of, well, anywhere between 60 and 90 miles. It depends how you ride it. Range is always really difficult to talk about because it depends on the roads, it depends how you ride, depends on your speed, that kind of stuff. They're actually better around town than they are on dual carriageways and sort of higher speed roads because there's less draw on the battery. But it's a cool looking thing. I mean, you do about 60 miles an hour. It's got funky LED headlights, 134 kilos, so it weighs next to nothing. CBS link brakes, upside down forks. It's really nice. It's a nice looking bike. Dead easy to ride because it's quite low seat height and it's very light. Interestingly, this particular bike you can ride on a 125cc A1 license, so pretty much anyone can ride this. And price, you're only talking about just under 5,000, so it's something like 4,996 on the road. That includes your OLEV government grant. So how does that compare to a conventional motorcycle? Well, something like a CBR 125, for example, CBR 125R, you're talking about £4,050, give or take, on the road. So it's okay, it's a few £100 more expensive, but you've got to factor in that there's no fuel to pay on this thing. It's pennies to charge it up. I mean, if you can charge it up at work, for example, then happy days, it'll cost you nothing. And also, very minimal maintenance. Now, obviously, there's no engine, there's no gearbox, there's no oil, nothing like that. So there's very few moving parts. Just a battery, which has a 3-year warranty anyway, a motor, which is, they last forever, and then consumables like brakes and tires and stuff like that. So very minimal maintenance. It charges on a 3-pin plug and takes about 3-ish hours to go from empty to pretty much fully charged. So what's it like to ride? I expected it to feel a bit budget, if I'm honest, but it's definitely not that. It felt like a conventional motorcycle, like any of the main brand motorcycle manufacturers that you know. And it was lovely. It's got enough power to have some fun on. It will do 60 odd miles an hour, like I mentioned. It's got some really nice features like the tank, obviously because there's no fuel tank needed. The tank, there's a kind of flap on the top and you can use it as a storage box. That's quite cool. Yeah, it's good. It's really, really good fun. Handle's nice, brakes are excellent, and it's the easiest thing in the world to ride. These electric bikes, if you haven't ridden one, you really should. All you need to worry about, there's no clutch, there's nothing like that, there's no gearbox, there's just your throttle and your brakes. That's it, and it is so easy. They're nice and linear. They make good power all the way through the range. It's only, what do we say, 134 kilos, so dead easy to push around and maneuver and that kind of stuff, and a really nice entry into motorcycling generally, but certainly into electric motorcycles. Now, I need to say thank you to the English Electric Motorcycle Company over in Diss in sort of Norfolk way. They're really big supporters of me, and they let me go over and ride any of their electric bikes. Now, if you're thinking about electric motorcycles or even if you're just curious, I would certainly suggest giving those guys a shout. They've got a huge range of bikes, everything from big to little, and they've got them all there. So if you give them a call, say you're popping over, they'll let you ride whatever you want, and yeah, it's really good. They're very knowledgeable. I think they're probably the biggest electric motorcycle dealer in Europe, or certainly one of them anyway. So yeah, thanks to English Electric Motorcycle Company.